Have you ever found yourself in that familiar, exhausting loop? You know, the one constantly checking your phone, rereading text messages, trying to decode every single emoji, and crafting the perfect reply that you hope will finally win someone over. That frantic energy, that constant feeling of being on audition, ... It's draining. It turns what should be an exciting journey of human connection into a major source of daily stress and anxiety. I want you to just pause for a second and really connect with that feeling, the tightness in your chest when you see those 3 dots appear and then disappear. The mental gymnastics of analyzing why they took 3 hours to reply. The exhaustion of trying to be the perfect, funnier, cooler version of yourself that you think they want to see. It's depleting, right? And the worst part, this desperate energy is usually the very thing that pushes people away. What if I told you there's a better way? A calmer, more powerful, and genuinely more attractive approach to dating and relationships that comes not from a modern dating guru, but from an ancient philosophy that has been road-tested for over 2,000 years. A philosophy that teaches emotional resilience, inner peace, and a kind of confidence that isn't easily shaken. Welcome. In this conversation, we're diving into Stoic wisdom to learn how to stop the exhausting chase, protect your energy, and finally build connections that are rooted in mutual respect and inner peace. If you're ready to trade anxiety for action and neediness for self-respect, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Part 1. The exhaustion of the modern love chase. Let's be completely honest. The modern dating world is practically designed to make us feel like we're in a constant state of lack, of not being enough. We're bombarded with messages from movies, social media, and even well-meaning friends that tell us love is something you have to tirelessly pursue, chase down, and earn through grand gestures and relentless effort. It's the myth of winning someone over. But let's reframe that for a moment. Think about the language we use. Win them over, chase, pursue. This language inherently sets up a dynamic where one person is the hunter and the other is the prize to be won. It immediately creates an imbalance of power. It suggests that your value is not inherent, but is determined by your ability to capture someone else's attention. You are essentially saying, my worth is in your hands. Please validate me. And what is the real-world cost of this chase? It's a direct path to burnout and lower self-esteem. Every ignored message starts to feel like a personal indictment. Every date that doesn't lead to a second one can feel like a failure. We start to tie our entire sense of self-worth to the unpredictable reactions and moods of another person. This is an exhausting and unstable way to live. It's a recipe for chronic overthinking and anxiety. It is what I call energy bankruptcy. You're constantly making emotional withdrawals with no deposits into your own account. Now, imagine a different way. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism, particularly the wisdom of a Roman emperor named Marcus Aurelius, offers a radically different, and frankly, more peaceful approach. It's not about giving up on love. It's the opposite. It's about building an unshakable inner foundation so that you stop chasing and start attracting genuine connections. It's about becoming the person who is so complete in themselves that they attract other complete people. So, I want you to think about this and be really honest with yourself. When was the last time you felt a genuine sense of calm and clarity about your love life, rather than anxiety and frustration? I'm not talking about the frantic highs of a new match, but a deep-seated, steady calm. The kind of feeling where you know you'll be perfectly fine no matter what happens. If that feels like a distant memory, or maybe something you've never truly felt, then what we're about to discuss is your first step toward claiming it. Part 2. Your inner foundation. The Stoic shift. The core of the Stoic approach. The absolute game changer. Is this powerful mental shift? You must stop trying to control the external world, including other people's feelings, and focus all your energy on mastering. What do you actually control? Your own mind, your judgments, and your actions. Let me say that again, because it's everything. Your mission is to focus intensely on what you can control, and gracefully let go of what you cannot. This is not passive. It's the ultimate form of energy protection. It's about directing your precious life force toward what truly matters. The Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote this in his personal journal, which we now know as Meditations. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Let's translate that into a modern dating scenario. You cannot control whether someone texts you back. That is an external event. You cannot control whether they find you attractive or if they're ready for a relationship. These are all outside your sphere of control. What you can control is the internal narrative. You can control whether you spend the next 3 hours overthinking and crafting disaster. Stories about why they have, Ian replied. You can control the story you tell yourself about it. Is it they busy, or is it I am not good enough? You can control whether you send a follow-up message driven by anxiety. Hello, are you there? Is everything okay? Or one driven by calm confidence. Hey, really enjoyed our chat yesterday. Let me know if you'd like to continue it over coffee sometime. That choice, that internal response, is where your power lies. That's you taking back your energy. This leads us to the most important question shift you will ever make. Instead of lying in bed at night asking, do they like me? A question that hands all your power over to them, you start asking, am I being the person I respect? This isn't about being perfect. It's about progressing toward what the Stoics called virtue. Cultivating wisdom in your choices, courage in your vulnerability, justice in your treatment of others, and self-discipline with your emotions. Marcus Aurelius put it bluntly. Stop talking about what a good person should be. Just be one. In the context of dating, this is revolutionary. It means your primary mission shifts from finding a good partner to becoming a good partner. It means working on your own character, your honesty, your integrity, and your passions. Not as a performance to impress others, but because that is the path to a good and meaningful life, regardless of your relationship status. You are building your inner citadel. This is the ultimate stress management for your dating life. When your sense of worth is built on the solid rock of your own character, and not the shifting sand of someone else's validation, you show up completely differently. You're less needy, more confident, and ironically, far more attractive. You stop emitting that desperate frequency and start radiating a calm, assured one. Instead of chasing love, you let it be naturally attracted to you by the qualities you cultivate. You become a magnet, not a hunter. Part 3. Practical Stoicism. From overthinking to empowered action. Alright, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? How do you apply ancient philosophy to the chaos of modern dating? It's about turning these big ideas into daily habits. Let's talk about 3 practical tools you can start using today. First tool, challenge your thoughts. When you feel that familiar spiral of overthinking starting, that voice that says they hate me, I'm messed up, I'm going to die alone, I want you to pause. Just hit the mental pause button. Take a deep breath. Then become the investigator of your own mind. Ask yourself these 2 Stoic questions. First, is this thought based on a concrete fact, or is it based on a fear? Fact: they didn't reply to my message. Fear: they didn't reply because I'm boring and they hate me. Second, is this thought helping me move toward peace and connection, or is it harming me and pulling me into a spiral? You'll find that 99% of the time, your overthinking is fueled by unsubstantiated fears, not facts. This simple act of questioning is a Stoic superpower. It creates a crucial space between a triggering event and your reaction. In that space, you find your freedom and your power to choose a different, more rational path. Second tool, protect your energy like it's your most valuable currency. Think of your mental and emotional attention as your life's currency. You only have so much of it each day. Energy protection means becoming a conscious, wise investor of that currency. It means making a deliberate choice not to waste your energy on people who are indifferent, on situations that are inherently draining, or an endless social media scrolling that only serves to make you feel inadequate. The Stoics had a clear boundary. Focus intently on what is yours to control. Your effort, your integrity, your actions, and gracefully let go of the rest. The outcome, their response, external opinions. This isn't about being cold or unfeeling. It's about being strategic and self-respectful. It's about recognizing that your energy is finite and too precious to waste on things you cannot change. Protecting your energy allows you to show up as your best self when it truly matters. Third tool, reframe rejection with wisdom. Rejection is inevitable. It is a universal, unavoidable part of the human experience, especially in dating. The Stoic approach is not to avoid it, but to change how you perceive it, to change the story you tell yourself about it. Marcus Aurelius offered this incredible insight. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. Let that sink in. The injury of rejection isn't in the no itself. The injury is in the story you attach to that no, the story that you read not good enough, smart enough, or attractive enough. When you consciously reject that toxic story, the injury, the sting, it simply vanishes. What's left is just a fact. This person and I are not a match. See rejection not as a verdict on your worth, but as information. It's data. It's the universe, or simply logic, redirecting you away from a path that wasn't right for you and toward a path that has a better chance of alignment. It is a gift of clarity. It saves you time, heartache, and a potentially incompatible partnership. When you reframe it this way, you can actually thank someone for their honesty and move forward with your dignity completely intact. You haven't lost anything of real value. Now, let me give you a practical challenge for this week. I want you to practice what I call a virtuous ask. Instead of the vague, low-stakes hey or want to hang out, which puts the burden on the other person to figure everything out, I want you to be clear, kind, and grounded in your values. For example, you could say something like, I've really enjoyed our conversations about mention a specific topic you genuinely connected on, like your shared love for hiking or sci-fi movies. I'd love to continue that over coffee on Thursday. Let me know if you're free. Did you notice the difference? It's specific, which shows you are actually paying attention and value the connection. It's confident, because it's a clear, direct invitation. And most importantly, it comes from a place of offering a genuine connection rather than pleading for one. You are presenting an opportunity, not making a demand. The outcome, whether they say yes or no, is not your focus. Your focus is on practicing the Stoic virtues of courage by putting yourself out there clearly, and wisdom by doing it in a respectful, intentional way. By that measure, simply sending the message is a win, regardless of their answer. You've already succeeded by acting in alignment with your values. Part 4. Your Stoic love in action. The path forward. So, what's the next step? Where do you go from here? I need you to understand that this isn't about a quick fix or a clever dating hack. It's about a fundamental new way of being. Your primary mission, your lifelong project, is to become the most virtuous, integrated, and whole version of yourself. The goal is to build a life so rich, so full-feeling, and so aligned with your values on your own, that a relationship becomes a beautiful addition, not a desperate necessity. You become a complete circle, looking to connect with another complete circle, not a half circle desperately searching for your missing piece. This is how you build partnerships based on inspiration, not desperation. As you do this, you'll naturally engage in better stress management. You'll find yourself overthinking less and living more. You'll become a master of your own energy. And this philosophy doesn't just work for the first few dates. It's the foundation for building respectful, resilient, and deeply connected long-term partnerships based on authenticity and mutual growth, not neediness and control. It teaches you how to handle conflicts with grace, how to offer space without fear, and how to love without losing yourself. So, here is my call to action for you. Your path forward starts right now. First, start small today. Right after this video ends, I want you to take just one Stoic principle and apply it before the day is over. Maybe it's pausing for 60 seconds before sending an anxious text. Maybe it's writing down one thing you're genuinely grateful for about yourself, completely independent of anyone else. Don't try to overhaul your entire life tonight. Just one small, intentional action. Progress, not perfection. Second, join the conversation and build accountability. This is where you come in. I want to hear from you. Learning is not a passive activity. So, tell me in the comments, what's the one insight from today that resonated most with you? Was it the idea of focusing on what you can control? The reframe of rejection? The virtuous ask? Let me know. Let's get a real conversation going and build a community around building healthy relationships. Your insight might be exactly what someone else needs to hear, and stating it publicly makes it more real for you, too. Third, continue your journey. If this conversation sparked something in you, if it gave you a sense of hope or a new perspective, then make sure you don't miss what's next. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. We are just scratching the surface of Stoic wisdom. In our next episodes, we'll dive deeper into more practical topics. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, your judgments, your actions. That is your domain. That is your empire. No one can take that from you unless you hand it over. Let's build an inner empire that is resilient, peaceful, and powerful. Stay resilient, and I'll see you in the next one.